welcome to Mission Nonprofit. I'm your host, Robert Cam. We're back after our renovation break, and this is our first episode in high definition. On Mission Nonprofit, we feature a local nonprofit organization from the Thurston County area, and this month we have Hillary Sowens of the YWCA of Olympia. Welcome to Mission Nonprofit.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
And you're the executive director of the YWCA of Olympia. So
I am.
You can tell us a little bit about that organization, well, a lot about that organization, but why don't we start out about how it started and how long you've been around?
Sure. The YWCA of Olympia is part of a national association which started in 1850s, but here locally we were founded in 1945, so we're almost 70 years old. And we started as a small association of women who came together and wanted to support other women in the community. And since that time, programs have come and gone, and we have hosted a variety of programs that all benefit women in the community.
So you have a lot of different programs, and I guess one of the main ones is your Girls Without Limits, which is summer camps, spring break camps, and it's for middle school and high school aged girls. And
yes.
Tell us a little bit about Girls Without Limits.
Great. So Girls Without Limits is a program that's been around for 16 years, and it's exactly what you said it is. It's a camp program. We have a spring break camp, summer camp. We have a Saturday camp on the first Saturday of every month. We also have a winter summit, which we hosted for the first time last year, and we'll continue that this year and certainly, hopefully, for many years to come. And that program is really focused on equipping girls with skills in science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, and linking topics in those STEM areas to careers by bringing professional women in from the community who work in those fields to tell girls about their day-to-day activities, as well as the training and education they needed to move into that direction professionally.
So obviously you can't do these programs for free, but the charges are pretty nominal, and you have scholarships available.
We do. We charge a very modest fee for our spring break and summer camps. Our Saturday camps, as well as our winter summit, were all provided to girls for free. But we know that not all girls can afford to pay, and we are interested, of course, in ensuring that girls from low-income households have the opportunity to participate in these kinds of programs. So our generous partners in the community, which are both individual donors, corporate and business donors, they all make it possible for us to offer scholarships for girls who can't afford to pay. And any year, we provide scholarships to between 65% and 80% of girls.
So in order for the girls to have those scholarships, you need the money to supply those scholarships. So you have some business sponsors. Can you name a couple of the business sponsors that make all this possible?
We do, and there are so many, and I wish that I could thank them all here today. I know that we're going to talk about Women of Achievement in just a bit. That's a great example of an event where proceeds benefit our programs directly, and we have a lot of business partners on board to support that event. This year, Titus Will is our presenting sponsor, and WSECU and Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel are our sustaining sponsors. And like I said, we have many additional sponsors who support not only our events, but also support our programs directly through grants.
And then you have your individual contributors.
We do, yes. We have lots of individuals who contribute to the organization very generously each month or multiple times a year or once a year, and we really rely upon those donations to provide programs like Girls Without Limits for the girls in our community who need them.
So if people out there are watching and they want to be an individual contributor, what should they do?
They should visit our website, ywcaofolympia.org. They can also call the YWCA, and of course we would love to have them attend our Women of Achievement event, which is on November 6th. Tickets for that event are available, and these can be purchased on our website.
Great. So that Women of Achievement celebration is on November 6th at the Red Lion.
Yes.
What time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Okay.
5:30, I believe, actually.
Okay. Well, they can go to your website and they have to buy the tickets anyway. So
Yeah.
they get it. So what do the tickets cost for that?
$80.
Okay. And so that probably helps your programs and stuff.
Yes, the money goes to support our programs, and it's a gala event with a live and silent auction and, of course, a dinner. And we're all there to celebrate just outstanding women in the community who have gone above and beyond to make our community a better place and who really exemplify the values of the YWCA. And so we're there, of course, to celebrate them as well as a young woman of achievement and a business of achievement. And so the majority of the program will really be focused on hearing their stories and being inspired by the great work that they've done.
November 6th. So that's a Thursday night?
It is.
That Thursday night at the Red Lion?
Yes.
So, and then they can call you guys, and your phone number is, I have it in my notes.
352-0593.
There it is. Okay, and then YWCA-of-Olympia.org.
Yes.
So have that graphic up so people can write it down.
Great. Great.
And go to your website and attend the gala, or look into your Girls Without Limits programs if they have a young girl, or if they are a young girl watching the program and they're interested in that. If they want to learn more about science and math and technology, that's great fields that I'm personally interested in. I wish I was a young girl going through that. But
Well, it looks like you landed here.
I did, and I'm still in kind of technology myself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, and historically those have been male-dominated fields. And so we're really interested in making sure that more girls are successful and can become leaders in those fields, but really just feel confident in their STEM abilities. And we're especially interested in Washington in equipping girls with those skills because, we are a leader in the STEM job creation in this country. So it's really important for our girls to be able to enter jobs that are available right here in Washington.
That's true. We've got the Microsoft, we've got the Amazon, and
exactly.
The Boeing, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Good stuff. And well, people can also look on your Facebook page. You also have a Twitter. You also have a Pinterest, a YouTube channel, and
We do.
And then of course your website. So all of those ways for people to learn more about your organization.
Yes.
And then you also have some programs for grown women, not just young girls, but and they can become part of the other bank and the other. What was the other organization? What are the other programs that you have for grown women?
Yeah, we do, and I'm glad we're talking about this right after Girls Without Limits because, like I said, we're really interested in equipping girls with the skills they need to enter those STEM industries professionally, and really that all ties into our mission of the economic advancement of women, which is what we're working towards. And so, of course, we want to start working with girls when they're young and make sure they're well poised to achieve financial stability and economic mobility. But we also know that there are women who are struggling with these things as women. And need some opportunities to hopefully reposition themselves to become financially stable and experience economic mobility. So we're also working with unemployed and underemployed women who have experienced a range of challenges, but women who maybe haven't had the opportunities they need to move beyond minimum wage employment, for example, and because of that, will just be locked into a minimum wage job, and that's not financially sustainable for a woman or a woman with a family. So we're really interested in helping women move out of poverty and like I said, experience financial stability. So we have a brand new program that's the Women's Economic Empowerment Program. And we will be providing hands-on job training opportunities for women, both in our front office as well as the other bank. And I'll talk a little bit about the other bank in just a minute. We also provide a weekly skill building class for women to practice the soft skills that they need to be successful in the workplace. Things like communication and professional attitudes and behaviors, which we know are just as important as hard skills like the technology and computer training that a lot of job training programs focus on.
So also you're talking about wardrobe too, and having professional clothing and stuff, and so you have the Kathleen's Closet.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, and we know that that's so important because how you look and feel. What do they say, that the first 30 seconds kind of make and break you in terms of the first impression that somebody has of you. So we really want women to go into a job interview looking and feeling their best, and we know that not all women have the professional clothes that they need. So Kathleen's Closet provides professional clothes for women who have a job interview, and also provides clothes for women who have gotten a new job but need some clothes to get through their first couple weeks at that new job. So we take appointments for that program, and we're actively taking appointments. So if any of our viewers today are interested in accessing clothes through Kathleen's Closet, just call our main number, 352-0593, and set up an appointment.
Great. So the other bank, you mentioned that, and that's also to help low income. Is it just women, or is it anybody?
All individuals in the community. The other bank serves men, women, families, and lots of children as well. And the other bank has been around for 30 years. It distributes personal hygiene items like shampoo, toilet paper, toothpaste, feminine hygiene items, deodorant, those sorts of things to families in need. So those are all items that we know are critical for maintaining both health, but also personal dignity. And those items aren't available at our local food bank, and they also can't be purchased with food stamps.
Right, so people that can go to the food bank to get their food and stuff, there are other things that you need. So the other bank is there for that.
Exactly.
And that's on Wednesdays from 1 to 3:30?
Yes.
Yep. And so do people go to the house that the YWCA is located in on Union?
They do.
Okay.
And individuals can access the other bank 6 times per year. We also do have 2 additional events that don't count towards those 6 visits. That's Clean Christmas and Christmas in July. And the first time that somebody comes, they need to register for the program. Once they're registered for a year. And then they fill out a slip which shows us what their priority items are for the day. So individuals can typically choose around 6 items, and then they hand their slip to one of our loving volunteers who fills their order and then calls their name when the order is ready. So like I said, toilet paper is an item that almost every single person who's there regularly needs. Dish soap is another highly requested item. Shampoo is another item that everybody needs. And we run product drives in the community to generate the products, which we then redistribute to the community. So we work with around 70 community groups who do product drives, and then we sort all of those and then, like I said, redistribute them on Wednesdays when the other bank is open.
So kind of those are your sponsors too, in a way, the businesses that donate those items.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the other bank really relies on all of those businesses as well as individuals. Around 98% of what we distribute is donated by individuals in the community, so that's a huge need.
Wow.
And we distribute around $140,000 worth of products each year.
Well,
so it takes a large community effort to make that happen.
Maybe there's somebody out there watching that would like to help with that and donate to the other bank.
Absolutely.
To help people in need.
Every donation is appreciated and much needed by individuals in our community.
Well, we can talk a little bit more about that, but we're going to get back to the Women of Achievement event, which is coming up soon.
Great.
And I know there are, how many women are going to be honored?
We'll honor 5 Women of Achievement. Okay. We'll also honor a Young Woman of Achievement and then a Business of Achievement.
And those are new this time around.
We have always honored a Young Woman of Achievement, but our Business of Achievement is new this year.
Well, so and that event is again November 6th. We do have a little preview of the women that are going to be honored, and we're going to show that clip.
Great.
And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Mission Nonprofit. We just saw a video about the honorees for the Women of Achievement Award, which is going to be held November 6th at the Red Lion. And if you would like to go to that, go to the YWCA of Olympia's website, which is ywcaofolympia.org. And you can also call them at 352-0593. So if you're just joining us, our guest is the YWCA of Olympia, and with me to talk about them is the Executive Director, Hillary Sowens. And welcome back.
Thank you.
So we have talked about the Girls Circle, or we haven't talked about the Girls Circle yet. We talked about the girls programs you have for young girls, middle school and high school age, the Girls Without Limits and the camps, and the monthly first Saturday of the month you have a Girls Without Limits program, and then you have one in the winter and one in spring break, and then in the summer you have several.
Yes.
So,
great.
So that's all to teach girls about science, education, math, technology. What is the Girls Circle?
Yeah, thanks. So Girls Circle is an after-school program that meets at schools during the school year. And it's really an after-school peer support group for girls to engage in discussion and creative activities around a range of topics, but really things that they're experiencing as adolescent girls. We're really interested in helping girls develop strong, supportive connections with their peers at school and the adults in their life. So they do some skill building activities around that, communication-related activities, and we're interested in equipping girls with positive coping strategies. Girls are experiencing a range of stressors, including maybe unhealthy relationships with their peers or the adults in their life. A lot of our girls have also experienced different kinds of trauma, and so we are equipping them with some positive coping strategies so that they don't turn to risk-taking behaviors that are so detrimental to their long-term success. So girls engage in a discussion and then follow-up creative activities every single week with a trained facilitator, and that is available at 12 schools in Thurston County. We're taking registrations for that program right now. Information is also available on our website, as well as the registration form. And the front office at all of the middle schools in Thurston County where we're located will also have program information if girls are interested.
So they just stay at their school and go to this class after
Exactly.
After school.
Yeah, and snacks are provided, and then for girls who don't have a ride home, if that's a barrier for girls and they wouldn't be able to participate without a ride, we do offer them a ride home as well. And this has just been such a meaningful opportunity for girls. Girls get a lot out of this program, but so many of the girls that we've worked with over the last couple years have said that it's really the only place that they can express themselves. It's the only place where they can talk about some of the challenges that they're experiencing. And they also just have fun and build friendships and connect with other girls in a really positive way.
Is there a fee for these?
There's not. Those groups are provided for free for girls. We register on a first come, first served basis, and we serve up to 10 girls at each site.
Oh, okay. So they should register.
They should go ahead and register if they're
so they can get
interested.
in.
Right.
Yeah. And then you have another program, Girls for a Change.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier that we're interested in equipping girls and women with leadership skills, and Girls for a Change is really focused on that. That's also an after-school program that meets at schools, and girls form girl action teams at their school, and together they choose a topic that's of interest to them, so they brainstorm a list of issues that they see in their schools or their neighborhood or their community, and then they agree on a topic. And from there, they go through the 7 steps of social change to make some sort of a positive impact in that issue area. So they look at the causes and effects of that issue, and then they develop a education or an awareness campaign related to that issue that they've identified. So, for example, one of the schools last year looked at low self-esteem as the issue that bullying as the issue that they really wanted to tackle. And they determined that low self-esteem was a root cause of bullying. And then they proceeded to go through those 7 steps of social change and develop a project for their school around low self-esteem.
So this is after school. It is the same as the Girls Circle, as in it's free, and there's a limit to the participants? Or?
It is free, and we are at fewer schools with Girls for a Change.
Okay.
We're at 6 schools this year. We might be at 8. And we are also registering girls on a first-come, first-served basis for that program, and we'll accept up to 12 girls for Girls for a Change.
And where do you find the counselors to do these, and to do these after-school programs?
Yeah, we have on our staff Girls Circle facilitators as well as Girls Without Limits facilitators, and our staff for the Girls Circle program have been trained by the One Circle Foundation, which was the organization that developed the curriculum. They're all incredibly talented at working with young people and care very deeply about, of course, our mission and our work. They are youth development professionals and have a lot of experience not only working with young people, but specifically girls and higher risk girls as well. So they're on our staff, and then we partner with schools to help facilitate the Girls for a Change groups.
So the YWCA also does public policy advocacy and racial justice. So you have committees that do those sorts of things. What kind of things do these committees do?
Yeah. Great question. Thanks for asking. Our advocacy and racial justice committees are brand new, and if anybody is interested in joining those committees, they are open to community members. Our first advocacy meeting will be on Monday, the 6th of October, and our first racial justice committee will be, I got those backwards. Our first racial justice committee will be on Monday, the 6th. Our first advocacy committee will be on Tuesday, the 7th. And our advocacy committee is really focused on identifying the public policy issues that really impact the economic and social advancement of women and work to eliminate racism and sexism, which are part of our mission. And we will identify specific public policy issues that we're interested in, as well as some advocacy activities that we want to engage in. So all of that work will be work that the committee takes on. And then our Racial Justice Committee, a huge part of our national organization and locally, is focused on the elimination of racism. And we have spent a year as a board and staff engaging in some internal dialogue around race and racism, and really becoming comfortable even talking about those topics and becoming educated on race and racism and what's happening here in our community. And we are now ready to take it to the next step, which for us is to form a racial justice committee, which will really act as an advisory body at this point to advise the YWCA on how individuals in this group experience racism and think about how we can work to address that in our community.
I think we're really lucky to be in the Northwest because I don't think there's as much racism as there is in other parts of the country, but I could see where the national YWCA has that as a major, goal. So.
Yeah, and that's been a long time emphasis of the YWCA, and although we're maybe not as diverse as some other communities, it's very clear that a lot of people in this area do experience racism regularly, and even in ways that are very subtle and perhaps unintentional. And so I think for us, we're really interested, like I said, the staff and board and larger community on becoming educated on what's happening so that we can more effectively identify it and address it.
And then they do that with trying to change the laws, and do we, work with the state? Yeah,
possibly. That could be one. That could be one approach, and I think that will be part of our approach. And I think the first step for us was really just becoming comfortable talking about race and racism, and then developing a common language so that we can move forward together as a group with understanding, like I said, race and racism and the history of race in this country. And then from there, we might want to do some similar kind of education opportunities for the larger community. So that could be part of it. Community awareness campaigns might be part of it. Certainly public policy level work could be part of it. And that will really be the work of the Racial Justice Committee. We'll be exploring all of those different possibilities. And then, like I said, advising both the board and the staff on what makes sense for us in terms of what's happening in this community and how the YWCA fits into the existing work that's already happening in the community that's focused on eliminating racism.
All of these things that the YWCA does is summed up in your mission statement.
It is.
What is that mission statement?
Yes. The YWCA of Olympia strives to eliminate racial and gender inequity and advance the social and economic status of all women and girls.
So we do have to wrap it up for this episode, and
Great.
I wish we could keep talking, but I want to remind everybody to go to the Women of Achievement celebration on November 6th at the Red Lion. And again, visit the YWCA of Olympia.org. And we thank you, Hillary, for joining us. And thanks for watching Mission Nonprofit. We'll see you next time. If you know of a local nonprofit that's making a difference in our community, give us a call at 956-3100 extension 103 or send an email to rkam@tctv.net.